Shalom Israel. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wahat, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well, to the Akims on the highways and byways and those pushing this word in truth, sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. Just a quick thought for the day, and Lord willing, this is edifying. It's to do with the words that we use, the words that come out of our mouth. We have to be mindful of what we say. We don't want to be speaking just for the sake of speaking. Now, this is Proverbs 17 and 28. It says, even a fool when he holdeth his peace is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. It's showing you that you don't always have to be saying something, just for the sake of talking. You can make yourself seem stupid because you just want to babble, you just want to seem wise, and what you're saying has no relevance to anything. So it says, even a fool when he holdeth his peace is counted wise. And this is something we have to be doing in this day and age, using wisdom in everything we do, even when we're speaking. And it's not even just wisdom. Wisdom has to be coupled with understanding, because understanding is the application of that wisdom. This is Proverbs 15 and 2. It says, the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fool poureth out foolishness. And that even goes to when we're out teaching. We have to use our words with wisdom. The Bible says that I'll make you fishers of men. And I've seen situations where people have come up, and before brothers can even give them the words that's coming out of their mouth just drives them away. Like, to me, that's like casting your line out, and as a fish come, you throw a stone where your line is. That's just going to drive away the fish. And it's the same when we're using words unwisely. So it says, the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. And this is verse 7, Proverbs 15 and 7. It says, the lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. And that's what we don't want to be seemed is foolish in the eyes of the Lord, and ultimately in the eyes of men, because we're here as representative of the Father and his Son. And the Father ain't going to send someone out to make them look stupid. If you're looking stupid because of what's coming out of your mouth, that's going to be, you're a representative of the Father and of the Son. Now, you got Psalms, one of my favorite, Psalms 19 and 14. Says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Yahweh, my strength and my redeemer. So we want the things that we say, to be acceptable to the Most High, and the things that we're thinking upon to be acceptable, because obviously, ultimately, the thoughts that we have, those manifest through our mouth, and if we're not mindful of what we're saying, it will be foolish. That's not the case that we want for ourselves. It says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Now this is Sirach 19 and 6. It says, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. So being able to rule your tongue is knowing when to speak from when not to speak. It's not always that you have to say something. I remember I saw a lesson as well a while back from an elder, and he was saying even when you're at camp, you don't always have to be bringing out precepts if it's not adding any extra edification to what's being said. Not just bringing out precepts for the sake of bringing out a precept. If it's going to be saying something as something that's a brother has brought out before, then it's kind of pointless bringing it out. That in itself is like a form of babbling. So it says, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. There's another one I'm going to bring out before I close. I think it's Sirach 20. Yeah, Sirach 20 and 5. It says, there is one that keepeth silent and is found wise, going back to even a fool when he all of his pieces deem wise. And another by much babbling become hateful. Yeah, because people said, all this guy is doing is just chatting for the sake of chatting. It says, some man all of his tongue because he has not to answer, and some keepeth silence knowing his time. And that's true. It's like, not everything you need to say at that moment in time. The understanding is to know when to say something, So it says, some man all of his tongue because he has not to answer, and some keepeth silent knowing his time. And that's what we have to do. It says, he that useth many words shall be abhorred, verse 8, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. But the point I want out of verse 8 says, he that useth many words. Sometimes, let your words be few. What did Yahushua say? Let your yeas be yea and your nay be nay, But yeah, that's what I was just meditating on, words. Like sometimes we just chat for the sake of chatting. So I'm just going to leave it there. So I'm not just chatting for the sake of chatting. I think the point's been made. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wahar, Rakar, Kadash, Kwam Yasha Allah.